Have you ever felt like you're running in a race you never signed up for? Sometimes the people we fight to keep are the very ones we're better off letting go. And strangely enough, the thing that hurts us the most is often the thing we're most afraid to release. You may be standing at a crossroad with 100 paths in front of you, but that doesn't mean you need to take them all. Just because there's a race doesn't mean you have to run some journeys were never meant for you. And realizing that isn't failure. It's wisdom. When you truly recognize your own worth, you stop seeking validation from people who can't see it. Suddenly, cold stares and careless words no longer carry weight, because now you understand. You weren't born to please everyone. Maybe you didn't get what you wanted, but perhaps it's not because you weren't good enough. Maybe it's because you deserved something better. Learn to be done with people. Not angry, not bitter, just done. Sometimes your heart takes longer to accept what your mind already knows. Life feels lighter when you decide that your worth is not up for public vote. You don't need to prove anything to anyone because you know who you are. The past can't be rewritten. It can't be undone. It can only be accepted. Be a good person, but don't waste your energy proving it to people who don't care. Sometimes we hold on to pain, not because we want to, but because it's the last thread connecting us to what we've lost. A conversation about how you feel should never turn into an argument. Many people from your past only know an outdated version of you, a version that no longer exists. And the more you avoid what's weighing you down, the more it quietly controls your life. Don't let yesterday's sadness or tomorrow's fears steal today's joy. If you're still kind after all you've been through, that's not weakness, that's power. Never stop being kind. Sometimes holding on does more damage than simply letting go. Let go of the illusion that things could have gone differently. That illusion is stealing your present moment. Everything you desire already exists. It's just waiting for you to align with it. And the good you put into the world, it always finds a way back to. You never feel ashamed of your feelings or desires. There will be no second life for them. Live them. Now you don't deserve someone who comes back. You deserve someone who never leaves. Some people don't recognize their own wrongdoings. Because they surround themselves with others who normalize it, nothing ever truly leaves your life until it teaches you what you need to learn. And sometimes, when you think you want to disappear, what you're really longing for is to be found. By someone who sees you one day, you'll smile and say, "This is more than what I prayed for." It's strange. Day by day, nothing seems to change. But then you look back and everything is different. Only the people who truly care about you can hear you. Even when you're silent. Sometimes the best way to find peace is to stop trying to understand everything. Not every question needs an answer. Not every emotion needs to be explained. There are moments in life you just have to live and let them unfold on their own. Try living life as if it were your first time. No assumptions, no overthinking, just experience it for what it is. And somewhere out there, a stranger still remembers you, because once you were kind to them, when no one else was. Isn't that beautiful? That something so small to you could live so big in someone else's heart. True strength doesn't come from appearing tough. It's born in the quiet moment you choose to stand. Right when the world expects you to fall apart, you really only have two choices. When a problem arises, solve it, or walk away from it. But whatever you do, don't live inside it. Don't keep pouring your energy into people who would never do the same for you. You are worth more than one-sided giving. Sometimes the hardest part isn't letting go. It's knowing that someone you care about won't be in the next chapter of your life. But the story must go on. Treasure the moments while they're still moments. Before they quietly become memories, you may not be able to control everything that happens to you, but you can always choose whether or not it defines you. Be kind to everyone. Because, for all you know, this might be their first time learning how to live. And don't forget, it's your first time too. No one has it all figured out. We're all just trying to do the best we can as we go. People treat others based on how they feel about themselves. So don't take it personally. Their hurt isn't your fault, and their behavior isn't always about you. If you keep carrying the same old bricks, you'll keep building the same old house. And don't sell your house, your whole self, just to sleep one night in someone else's hotel. You belong with the ones who've seen your scars and chose to stay. Sometimes the darkest place you can be is inside your own head. That's when you need to return to the people who remind you of who you are. You don't have to be the best person in the room. You just have to be the one who's trying to do better than yesterday. And yes, it's okay to miss people, while also knowing they don't belong in your life anymore. Live as if this were your second chance. And this time, you're trying not to make the same mistakes. Healing isn't about becoming who you used to be. It's about letting go of what broke you. And slowly, piece by piece, building someone stronger in its place. When the road gets rough, you don't jump out of the car. You tighten the seatbelt, keep your eyes ahead, and keep going. Respect your boundaries enough to stop arguing with people who are determined to misunderstand you. You're not late. You're not early. You're exactly where you need to be. Just because someone handles a difficult situation with grace doesn't mean it isn't tearing them up inside. That calm voice, that gentle smile. It might be hiding a storm you'll never see. Some people carry heavy weights, quietly, silently, behind closed doors. Appearances can deceive. People are often struggling far more than they let on, so be gentle with others. You never know what battle they're fighting underneath the surface. Focus on watering your own grass so deeply and consistently that you don't even have the time or desire to peek at whether someone else's is greener. Sometimes the most peaceful thing you can do is walk away. Without needing closure. Not every question deserves an answer. Not every ending needs a final word. And ask yourself if something won't matter 5 years from now. Is it really worth stealing 5 minutes of your peace? Today, the past is a lesson, not a life sentence. Regret can't rewrite what's been written. And worry, it can't design your future. Real change only happens in the present. That's where life breathes, here and now. And yes, you still have time. Time to shift, to grow, to become the person you've always hoped you'd be. You can't change other people. And trying to. That's not your responsibility, in fact. Sometimes it's downright disrespectful. Stop expecting others to respect you more than you respect yourself. That balance starts with you. Never trust blindly. Trust is something earned through consistency, honesty, and time. Not something handed out like candy at a parade. You're never too old to walk away from people who drain you. Never too old to start over. Never too old to protect your peace. Life will give you plenty of chances to mess up, which means it also gives you just as many chances to get it right. Failure is not the opposite of growth. It's part of it. Don't always be too available for everyone. When you're too easy to reach, you start to lose value in the eyes of people who don't know how to appreciate it. And just because the boat rocks a little doesn't mean it's time to jump off. Sometimes you just have to ride the wave and wait for calmer seas. Stop chasing happiness like it's a full-time job. You don't have to be happy all the time. And that's okay, really. It is. You don't like everyone, right? So why stress about whether everyone likes you? Sometimes you make all the right decisions, you think carefully, act kindly and move with integrity. And yet still, everything falls apart when that happens. You gather the pieces you breathe, and you keep going. Nothing life has to offer is worth sacrificing your peace over not a job, not a relationship, not a goal. And eventually you stop explaining yourself because you realize people only understand things from their level of awareness. Not yours. Don't hold on to a mistake just because it took you a long time to make it. Time spent is not always time invested. No matter how good a person you are, you'll always be a villain in someone else's story. And that's something you'll never be able to control to truly live. You need problems. Yes, struggles, obstacles, discomfort. Because if you got everything you wanted the moment you wanted it, what would be the point of the journey? So next time someone criticizes you, ask yourself, would I take advice from this person? If not, don't let their words take root in your heart. There comes a moment, maybe quietly, maybe all at once, when you realize something powerful. No one has the right to decide your life for you, unless you let them, and when that moment comes, everything starts to shift. Speak less than you're tempted to say. Do more than what others expect. But only what you truly wish to do. Let your actions match your values, not the pressures of the world around you. Train your mind like a gardener tends to a field. Patiently, intentionally choose to see the good even in chaos. Not because it's easy, but because it sets you free. Try to see the best side of every situation. Even pain has perspective. Even mistakes have meaning, and please, stop expecting others to always agree with you. That's not harmony. That's illusion. The world isn't a mirror, and it doesn't owe you approval. Don't do anything that forces you to lie later. If it needs to be hidden, maybe it was never right in the first place. Truth time, you're going to upset people by doing what's right for you. You'll make others uncomfortable just by choosing yourself. But you have to ask, what's the cost of constantly choosing them over you? And here's something strange. Every thought you have about the future is just that. A thought, an image, a guess, a story, nothing more. If you need more than one hand to count your closest friends, maybe you're spreading yourself too thin. Sometimes fewer roots make for deeper grounding. There are so many things in life worth your care, your time, your attention. But correcting someone in a moment, that doesn't matter. That might not be one of them. Let the small things slide. Life doesn't always bend to your vision. You have to bend with it. You have to dance with the unexpected, because nothing happens to you that you're not inherently capable of surviving. Yes, even this. And no matter how long it's been, it's never too late to rewrite your life story. Turn the page. Start a new chapter. Sometimes everything can change in a single day, and that's all it takes. Lessons will keep repeating until they've been fully learned. Life doesn't move on until you do. When you gain a new perspective, a new vantage point, it's as if a light turns on in a room you didn't realize was dark. You see things you should have seen a long time ago, but now you do. And that's what matters. Why let go of yesterday? Because yesterday has already let go of you. No matter how tightly you hold on, the past is already gone. Stress is not the same as responsibility. Don't confuse the two. Being overworked isn't noble. It's just exhausting in this life. The only person you truly need to prove anything to is yourself, your dreams, your standards, your peace. It's rarely about not having time. More often, it's about not making time. Because when something truly matters, you make it a priority. So enjoy your life. Not just the big milestones, but every tiny, unnoticed, ordinary bit of it. Savor the coffee, breathe in the morning hug, longer laugh, harder your sacrifices. The quiet ones, the unseen ones, they do matter, and they will be rewarded. Maybe not immediately, but meaningfully. People don't get tired of love. They get tired of being lied to, of waiting endlessly, of apologizing too often, of hurting more than healing. Never keep someone in your life who doesn't love and respect you, at least as much as you do. Them never settle for one-sided loyalty. And remember this, if the reason you want to be better is to be better than someone else, then that may be the very reason why you're not. You've come this far, learning to let go of what holds you back, recognizing your worth, and choosing yourself now comes the reminder that life isn't about never falling. It's about how you rise once you do, because in the end, it's not about whether or not you get knocked down. It's about what you choose to do when you get back up. And that choice defines your next chapter. A person of strength isn't just someone who never makes mistakes. It's someone big enough to admit them, smart enough to learn from them, and strong enough to make them right. Be the kind of person you once needed. Back when you felt lost, small or unsure. And remember, transformation doesn't require huge leaps. It comes from small daily shifts, from learning something new every day, because those lessons, they become the wisdom you'll need tomorrow. Never let someone else's opinion become your identity. Not everyone who smiles at you is your friend. Some voices are empty of truth, and your peace doesn't depend on them. Our lives are shaped by opportunities. Yes, even the ones we miss, because sometimes a missed turn leads to an even better path. If you change the way you look at something, what you're looking at begins to change too. When your mind is filled with positive thoughts, you'll be amazed at how much lighter your heart feels, even in heavy moments. And the truth is, you can never truly know another person. You can't step inside their thoughts, their wounds, their fears. You won't see who they are until they choose to show you. It's not our talents that reveal who we are, but our choices, especially in moments when no one's watching every day. You are training others how to treat you, whether you realize it or not. So ask yourself, what are you teaching them? Don't rush to assume malice, where there may be ignorance. Not every unkind act is driven by hate. Sometimes it's simply a lack of understanding. And you, yes, you, have to know when it's time to turn the page. If someone's trying to pull you down, it's probably because you've already risen above them. Don't miss out on something life-changing just because it's unfamiliar or uncomfortable. Some of the most meaningful moments start in uncertainty. If you blame others for all your problems, you're giving away your power to change your life. People remember, and not everything is truly forgiven, even if it's been forgotten in words. That's why your words, your actions, they matter deeply. Nothing is truly impossible until it isn't. And if you're raising children, remember, don't prepare the road for them. Prepare them for the road. You don't need all the answers right now. You will figure it out. Experience is a great teacher, and you're learning every step of the way. And just because you got away with a poor decision doesn't make it a good one. Speak carefully. Even if someone forgives your words, they may never forget how those words made them feel. Don't leave behind a legacy of regret. You have a chance, now, to write one of grace, of growth, of kindness. Take ownership of your life, because it is you, and only you, who will get you where you want to go. Make improvements, not excuses. Seek respect, not attention. And remember, what seems like an obstacle today might become an opportunity tomorrow. It all depends on how your mind chooses to see it. And if you're going to say, sorry, mean it. No. But no justifications, just sincerity. In the end, we all face the same choice. What will we do with the time we've been given? Because life moves fast, and if you don't stop and look around from time to time, you might miss it. Anger is like acid. It does more harm to the container it's stored in than to anything it's poured on. You can only lose what you refuse to let go of, and you'll never be able to please everyone. So stop shaping your life to fit their approval. Sometimes what matters most isn't which path you choose, but simply that you make a choice and stand by it. Don't worry so much about controlling every emotion. Focus on your actions. Because what you do, not what you feel, is what shapes your life. Always listen to your conscience and do the right thing, even if it costs you. Because you can't put a price on self-respect. And maybe, just maybe, we live longer when we're actually busy living.